Hey everyone, I'm doing a little bit different of a video today only because my video that I posted a while ago of a puppy that I had, that's a whole nother story. Little Leo, I was working with him, and in the video I at one point say that I'm luring him, and that was taken as I was bribing him, which some people would consider that a bribe. I don't find what I did in that video a bribe. I can see it, how it can be seen as that. I will repost that video, or I will even do a reaction to it after I post this one. However, I will somehow try and tag it somehow, so you guys can see it, as well as what Dale McCluskey had reacted to my comment and whatnot. So he is a force and fear-based trainer, and I don't normally say that. His videos speak for themselves. He talks about relationships and how training is ineffective. I can't. I'm sorry. We'll go ahead and just watch this, and I will try not to react or interject too much. I will stop every time I see the dog have a stress or some sort of behavioral reaction to the trigger, which is Dale himself, and you will see what I'm talking about. So this says service dog training, Luna, vehicle exercise, and water dish. You guys gotta hold on for this one.
Yeah, tell us that. He said, "Gotta stay there until we."
She says, "I'm staying."
Yeah.
She'll wait till I get ready.
Yeah. No, she did really.
Now you notice how she's looking at Dale.
Grab over here for my backpack.
Lip. Yep. So that's the first thing. She's looking at Dale, and when the owner goes to pretend like she's grabbing something, which the dog thinks it's the leash, she gives the first stress signal of the lip lick.
Yeah.
Another one. That was 2. That was number 3.
Just like put in my back pocket till I get to my store.
That was number 4. That's at least 4 lip licks in a span of 40 seconds, the very start of the video. So the dog is stressed, not relaxed, stressed.
And I gather this is how I've been doing it.
Good, yeah.
So you notice as she starts tightening up the leash, the dog starts licking more. It's starting to associate what this tool is doing. So I want you to just notice what this does to this lady's relationship, that he praises, he goes off relationship building.
Yeah, just take it in. So put her and sit right there.
Sit.
So that's even more patience, you know what I'm saying?
Pressure, more stress.
Yep. Because anything could be happening. We really want to slow it down because things happen.
That's why the dog is stressed. Not only is it pressure from the choke chain, which that's all he uses. He only uses choke chains. He has all these things about these e-collars and aversive training and balance trainers, and he's getting upset at me for bribing a puppy that I've only had for 24 hours, that he didn't even want to discuss what I was going through with that puppy, who ended up having some major health issues and passing. So instead of asking questions and engaging, he would rather sit there and just assume. So I don't know what else to say as far as my end goes, but I don't put my dogs through this amount of stress and tell people one thing, but blatantly show another. And I've had people comment on his videos where I try to have a discussion with them and show literal proof of what he's putting dogs through, and they still defend him. So if this is how dogs should be trained, this is
Nothing, right? If you're struggling, or you're something
Right.
dropped, or whatever's going on, we want the dog to understand that it's like totally, when you say every movement,
Yeah.
we want them to be really relaxed.
so control every movement,
She
but
notices
need them to
the
be
different
relaxed.
tones in my voice.
Mm-hmm.
When if I start to go down,
Mm-hmm.
she notices. She reacts.
Stress
different.
yawn,
Mm-hmm.
lick of the lips.
She knows my highs and lows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she reacts different.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just calm, then she's like this.
Yeah.
So,
Stressed.
But if I start making noises, she will be different.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, getting dialed into your state of mind and how you're feeling, right? So, but the right way, you know what I'm saying?
Lot of
Okay,
lip
bring it
licks.
down.
Lot of
We're
lip
gonna sit right
licks.
away again.
sit.
Good. And then that way you can, she has to,
I make sure I have everything ready before I close.
And this, I'm sorry I'm pausing it again, but this is a prime example of when a tool is misused and in the wrong hands.
The door before she comes out.
Yeah.
My backpack, everything ready, and she waits.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I mean, I'm happy with all of that. Like, it's coming together really good for him. So here, same thing, just do a one step back.
So I brought up to him, I brought up to him about dog body language behavior, and I got shut down. I don't understand how you can say you're a dog trainer and turn around and use these aversive
Just take your
ways.
time.
Because a dog,
Take your time. That's what it is. She's got to wait until you're set up.
Yeah, because if I'm at the store,
this is a prime example of a dog not needing these tools because the dog's
that's
not
right.
getting
Go through the
proper
same-
work.
I go through the
Same ritual.
normal thing I would do.
Yeah. Now don't let her sniff the grass. Yeah.
Can't even sniff her own grass. That's how
Good.
this relationship
Bring
is.
up high in her neck here. Yep.
My problem is I'm up here too far.
Yeah, good.
Tension.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Controls, yeah. So good. So like I said, bring it up high in her
Control.
neck. But sometimes it'll fall down on its own. Just make sure it's up high in her neck because she'll be more compliant.
Compliance. This is all how when I started training. This I talked about this before. This is exactly what they mean. Force and fear-based training.
That's right. And the door's open, but she's got to.
This next part.
Excellent. Good. Right at the doorway. Yep. Excellent, Joanne.
No wonder why this dog is so hyperactive during the day.
They're doing real good at the doors.
Yeah, no, she's, it's coming along really, really good. That's great. Yeah, good. You want to give her a drink of water. We can work on that water thing right now a little bit. So is your water
This is going to be a little bit hard to watch. The dog is very stressed.
You mentioned about her getting possessive of water.
Yeah, I got water in it.
He's excited. As you can see, tail's excited.
So tell her to sit.
Sit.
Tell her to stay.
Stay.
And I'll help to direct her while you do the water.
Okay, so this is a service dog in training. He has to physically hold the dog back, and not only on a loose leash, but on a tense
Well,
leash.
I don't feel it now anymore.
Well, fill it. You can fill it. I'm going to show you just how to, if you want to fill it, you can. You don't have to limit the water. It's about her state of mind rather than,
He says it's rather the state of mind.
anything else. So it's like not trying to adjust things that way.
was in here last night and everything was wet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, put the water down. So like I said, dogs can get possessive of water just like food.
Okay.
So here, take the leash. Very good. Now this time again, so bring her another
Or
step.
they're a water breed dog.
Let
They
her drink
enjoy
it.
water.
Another step. Very
And
good. Now,
maybe
you
that's
can
it.
give her permission with your hand,
As
but
well.
don't keep authority through here though. At the same time, don't let it go too loose.
Authority.
Just point towards it Go ahead. Yep. Tell her drink.
I don't do any of this in my relationship building, and this is hard to watch.
Drink.
Yeah. There we go.
Drink.
Yeah. Go ahead. So what's happening here is, like, you can tell this is the sign that she had a lot of authority over the water, because she doesn't want to, right? She would rather do it on her own so she can take right over.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Now here, this is where you're gonna tap the water a little bit and put it up to her mouth. Put a little water on your fingers, Joanne. Yep. And then move it to her mouth. Yep. There. Now move your hand down towards the water a little bit.
Yeah.
Again. Yep.
I've never seen a dog be so stressed
See that? See, there we go. See
to the
that?
point where they won't
You got a
even
little
drink
good girl.
water.
She's drinking.
Good girl.
Now do it.
Good girl.
Now put, yep, back down. Just direct the leash a little, tap the leash a little bit towards the water. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Good
A
girl.
little bit more in her mouth. Good, yeah. Good, Joanne. Yeah, good.
I mean, like I said, she had a whole head in the bowl.
So this shows you, though, that she was used to being possessive of it, but now that you're taking control over it, and it's not about taking control of the high
I don't know
level
who
yet,
wants to be
but where the
controlled over
max
how
is
much they
different.
drink,
And
how
so
they
her
drink
level
it.
of rejection this way corresponds to her level of control that she had over.
So we're almost done, and so far he doesn't talk about any of his videos about and what the dog's job is. We know the dog is supposed to be a service dog, but does the dog get to enjoy himself, be a dog? And if so, is every moment in control of everything the dog does? Because if so, that's very hard. And I have another channel. I did react to another video that I've never seen before. So if you're interested, I will post the video down below. That is not a service dog related one. It's just an educational. Similar to this, I'm bringing awareness to dog behavior through these videos of people saying they are training. I'm only reacting back towards one of him due to the inability to fully show my content and show what I was talking about. And I am 100% open and honest, and my clients know exactly how I train. I show them videos. They are 100% comfortable before we even work together to make sure it is a good fit, because not everybody wants, I'm not saying everybody has results with tools like this. This is a very improper way of using these tools. You do not use them to control. As you can see, the results, this dog is going to have a hard time having to be reconditioned and rehabilitated through all this. And this is just one of his most recent ones, so that's another reason why I reacted to it. The other ones are several months old, and they're just a bunch of talking and a lot of pressure and force. So we'll continue on and see what the rest shows.
So that's why sometimes we'll tap if she's not, to build that bridge a little bit, we'll put a little water, on her fingers and in her mouth and give her a little praise to line it up, right? Because she's saying, I don't want to participate, but I want her to drink, right? So here, same thing. I'm gonna reach down. Okay. See a little bit, and I'll lift the dish up here.
So you notice that when he got close to her, she stopped breathing, mouth was closed. That could have been a bite right there. And yes, he has almost been bit. The other video that I reacted to, he almost got bit.
Good girl, right? See, she's the same thing, right? Yeah, see, yeah, good. As it gets our scent on it a little bit, there you go.
And she's always licking me. Want some water? Want to drink?
Okay. And she'll drink after anyway, Joanne. But that's the way, let's just show you that's the way to do it. Don't worry too much about it. But that's the way to do it on the leash enough, so that it transitions her to start to perceive water the right way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're the pivot point, right? So like getting in the mix with some leash control. But just shows you, right? She's like, because before, she'd be knocking it all over the place right now if you weren't here. If you just let her go off leash, right?
Yeah, we come back and have a half an inch of water in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, so this is the transition part. So this is something you want to work on the leash enough.
And the cans of paint are there for a reason.
Okay.
Because she's gotten the water all over and she's chewed the wood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see,
so
that's
I had
stress and boredom.
Wood I mean, she's taken the top layer off. It has to be reworded. But to keep her from...
And the fact that he just says okay shows that he does not truly understand what he is even talking about.
I mean, that's the only way. I had no other way of stopping her.
Well, here's the same thing with tapping that leash and the remote collar off leash.
But, I mean, she
typical balance trainer. Use the tool, don't figure out what the dog is actually going through. But what he's saying is not any of this. He's showing you and saying two different things.
Damage.
Yeah, I know.
Before I could stop it.
Well, there's management. Don't get me wrong. There's some management issues, like with doing certain things like that. Perhaps
blaming the owner.
You really want to change your state of mind. So like catching her thinking as it's happening and tapping that remote collar.
I'm
just at the level
very glad he's showing us.
Right? So that's all.
She doesn't do it anymore.
No, okay. Well, just like the water. It's a good example. Like, you know, we have to get in with the leash enough into certain situations or certain things that
punish.
Then we go off leash.
Which he says doesn't help or doesn't work.
I'm just wondering because Lexi, I don't know if this has anything to do with it. Lexi is a prima donna.
I have not watched
she comes in the kitchen
anything past this.
And sits there, and she wants to see you fill her bowl of water and put it down before she drinks it. And see, Luna was here last night watching her drink it. Then when Lexi left, Luna came in, drank some, and then shredded it all over the floor.
Control. Like, you control through each other, too.
Yeah.
Right? It's that type of interplay.
Oh, man.
But the big thing
this is
what
hard,
matters is
hard
the
to listen
solution is
to.
through you. This way, directly through the leash, tapping.
I wouldn't have clients if I trained their dog, worked their dogs like this.
You know, say an hour or two from now, just like put your fingers in there, give her a little bit of water that way, lift the dish up a little bit, and she'll start to drink a little bit, and say, just give her a little good girl when she does it, because we have to rebuild that bridge, right? Because it's control, right?
We cannot feed them together at all.
Yeah, see, and that's possessiveness. So same thing.
Lexi will not eat anything. She'll go days.
But why? Why are the dogs resource guarding? He doesn't ask that. He doesn't try and figure that out. The dogs are stressed. This is a high stress household.
And looks at her.
That's a sign of possessiveness and high stress in the dog.
Yeah. Well, she's going to be 10. You know.
Yeah, but you can still do it through the leash in a way that's not. It's not about being over the top or anything, but just because with dogs, the age part.
This poor lady has not put her arm down this entire video.
Limitations, but
I don't know. She's overweight and everything, but she doesn't want to be bothered. She sleeps 80% of the day, eats once a day, and other than that, she doesn't. She wants to eat by herself in peace, and doesn't need another big dog waiting to lick a bowl out. Type thing.
But it's the same thing, Gwen. Just to do same thing. Yeah.
Well, that was
all right. Welcome. My name's Dale
a
McCluskey.
bit hard to watch, but why don't we go ahead and watch this for a minute?
I want to focus in on the disconnect that represents balanced dog trainers by way of not being dialed into the relationship by way of the dog's or a dog's level of thinking when a relationship problems are underway. Again, I talk about
which we just saw.
By way of intercepting a dog's state of mind as control is manifesting, again, based on the current state of the...
This couldn't have been played out any better. I was not planning this, by the way. I was planning on stopping the video a second ago. But he's talking about control. What does he have? Remote control. So we're going to try and listen to this, and I'm just going to let you guys listen, and you guys can put two and two together.
Relationship. Now, this video really highlights this point of disconnection, okay? In fact, you're going to hear this trainer from, again, Miracle Canine, really basically emphasizing not to intercept the dog's state of mind. And we're going to talk about this, so pay attention again as you hear this trainer, give this dog owner some advice or tell her how the role of influence by way, again, of as a dog is engaging in a level of stinking thinking.
want to try to distract him from the other dog. We want to see him make the correct choice on his own. What you were saying of the looking up to get a reward, if he does that, hell yeah, reward.
So right here. So not, again, come around and say not to, again, distract him. Again, I talk about, and again, talking about, you know, this whole thing about, again, I talk this issue about free will. Okay, understand this is the confusing thing in the dog training world is, again, dialing into or being in tune with the fact that you're dealing with a relationship problem, but in terms of the dog's level of, you know, stinking thinking by way of express states. And again, I talk about express states. This is where, again, right away you already know, again, based on current state of relationship, that what leads into, you know, moments where a dog is actually lunging forward. Okay, this whole thing with how this frames up through, you know, influence being proactive, okay, to engage the relationship that way. And so here's talking about, you know, the dog, you know, if the dog looks up at you, then reward the dog. That comes off very, you know, Zach George-like, okay?
So he's hating on people that are using this reward-based training method, whatever specific word you want to call it. But we just watched how he handled a dog. So just remember how he just worked with that dog. Similar tools as far as the e-collar goes. Now these guys don't use, they may use prongs, flat collars. No one uses choke chains anymore. Choke chains, people have stopped using them except for people that don't know how to train dogs, apparently.
You know, I talk about, you know, why it is that balanced dog trainers sound just like force-free trainers, because that's the point. It's based on this superficial idea.
Now you notice he stopped and swallowed. So he's got a lot to hide, because otherwise, why is he not coming out and saying, look, I use these tools, I use force, I use fear, I use pain, I restrict a dog's breathing to gain control. Why is he not saying that? Because then the truth comes out.
By way of approaching a relationship problem as a learning-based exercise, you know, at the physical level. You know, this issue about response, how responses are set in motion through motivating a dog without considering why that would be a problem at the very beginning, okay, based on both defining a process by way of what it represents, a intervention, and, you know, even reconciling behavior issues themselves. You know, in terms of, again, this is where we talk about, you know, bad behaviors, certain behaviors. It's really about control manifesting. Okay, understand this whole thing with certain moments that you're dealing with the dog's lunging forward. So here, about how to intercept that, the role of influence. You know, prior to...
And I'm only pausing this because anytime I have asked him specifically, how would you do X, Y, Z? Nothing. Yet he'll sit here and talk up and down about all these guys, but he's had podcasts with these guys. He's talked to them. So it's interesting.
That build up. But this is where I talk about where a look just isn't a look. Again, based on the current state of the relationship. Okay, understand it matters about how you connect these dots that way.
But I'm not going to like beg, hey, look over here. Because what we're doing is we're taking away from what the actual expectation of him in that moment is, which is just practice impulse. Yeah. Just sit. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
Just saying, well, just sit. You know, just sit. It's cool. The physical, right?
Yes, the physical, Dale. The physical that you do with your dogs that we just saw. Physical. Yes. Plenty of videos on his channel. Physical. Exactly what he does.
Not about the you know, the state of mind part. Okay, understand it's, you know, about mind and body. Relationship, right? Depth. You know, those are the missing things in balanced dog training. Lack of depth. Not being dialed in that way.
You can't have any depth to a dog that is so stressed out of their mind that all they want to do is get away. So,
and again, you see that appear in the other videos. The dog's doing, you know, in a physically the sit, but the head's spinning all over the place.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly his content.
certain moments by way of the remote collar, well, that's a problem.
But he's doing
Right?
it
Because,
himself.
again, it's about being dialed in the right way. I talk about fading in the owner in terms of perception of dogs changing. Well, that's...
I'm sorry, I know. This is a reaction video in my first one, so I'm a little heated. He talks about bringing in the owner. If he's doing all this heavy-handed work, bringing in the owner, the dog's already stressed. He has the owner heavy-handed handling the dog. It's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, you know, in terms of being dialed in that way. And you can be more effective. You're right. It's going to make sense to the dog. And again, no different than a parent who's in the airspace of a selfish child, you know, the right way. Once the relationship problem's underway, they're engaged, they're dialed in, they're proactive. They're not waiting until situation's already blown up.
And frankly, if he sits but looks at the dog the entire time they go by, but he never lunges at them, is that a problem?
No.
Not.
See, right here. There it is. You know, full admission.
All right.
Okay?
I would keep going, but this has another 6 or so minutes, so it's a good way to end this video, I guess, just how you can finish watching it. The video is called Miracle Canine Training, the Stinking Thinking of Balanced Dog Training, Flipping the Script. Well, the script is being flipped for sure, just not by him. So if you guys like these type of videos, I will post them very sparingly because, like I said, I don't usually like posting them. I've had a really rough weekend. This isn't something I typically like to do, but when dogs are being worked in the manner that they are openly and people are not getting upset about it, it's a whole other thing. So I have another video I will be posting. It's a very short get to know me, just my starting journey of dog rescue and how I got into that and how it kind of got me to where I am today in not only my career as growing my service dog training endeavor, dream. I don't want to say job. It's definitely a job in some ways, but my passion and dream. So that's what mostly this channel is about. I don't mind educating like this every so often. So this is just something that really got to me, especially when I saw such a recent video of his service dog training. But if you want to look more into his videos, it's there. This is his channel, and this, while we're here, is the video that he had reacted to. Oops. No, we don't want to do that. My phone disconnected. Oh, I'm just going to do it again. So this is me, adventurous dog lover. How about leading with leadership? If you want to check it out, otherwise I will go ahead and somehow link it. I don't think I can link stuff just yet. So it's adventurous dog lover. How about leading with leadership? For those of you that have seen my content, I don't like calling it content, but the videos that I have posted so far, you know how I work with dogs. I do incorporate food at times, but I'll leave that for another day. Thank you for checking this out. I don't normally do this, but again, this is a somewhat response to this video and exposing his true side of training. So I hope you guys at least learned a little bit more about what not to do and what the tools can do in the wrong hands. So I hope you all have a great day, and check out or look out for my other video. I am working on editing it right now. I wanted to get this one out first just because this one definitely got to me, especially with this dog being a service dog that is being trained. So comment down below with any questions, concerns you may have. I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great day, and God bless.